Welcome, beautiful family of light. I'm Janine Swan. I'm a metaphysical teacher, and I help beautiful souls just like you on your spiritual awakening journey. I also assist you in ascending from 3D to 5D heaven on earth. So I hope that you will stick around. If you feel that you resonate with me, please subscribe and click the bell so you'll be notified every time that I upload a new video. I will be sharing a lot of very valuable free content on here. And my voice also holds divine light codes that help you to expand your consciousness and raises your vibration simply by listening to my voice. So you won't want to lose out. Now, I receive messages as a channel to the divine that oftentimes it's guidance for myself. Sometimes I'm so tuned into the collective conscious of humanity, and I receive guidance for everyone on a global scale. Now, often the guides will keep me up all night. I will feel like I'm sleeping, but then in between that sleepy wake state, in between dreams, it feels very similar. That is when they often give me loads of information, downloads, and I have a phone next to my bed, so I do a voice recording so that I can remember everything that they have to say. Last night I was lucky that they only gave me a few pointers, and they said specifically that this is guidance for the light workers, the starseeds, and the light warriors who follow my channel, but that it's also appropriate for the collective conscious, and they would like all of us to have a little bit of a sort of a preview of what lies ahead for us, some Ascension energies in September 2021. Now, the very first tip that they gave us is that we will be receiving some heart chakra activations. Many of us have been going through this, of course, on and off, but this is a very big month for heart chakra healing. So I do this in my sessions where either in an energetic detox session or in a regular session, if I do a reading on your energy field and I pick up on that, I will obviously also then facilitate healing and bring forth what needs to be looked at. But if you are curious, I can always make another video for all of you, teaching you more about understanding your heart chakra. What are the symptoms and signs of a heart chakra not being in balance? So you can have an underactive heart chakra, you can have an overactive heart chakra. If you have experienced a lot of trauma, which who living on the earth hasn't experienced trauma? I mean, all of us on different levels have experienced a lot of pain and heartache. So most of us need some heart chakra healing on some level. So let me know in the comments down below if you would like me to make a video, because it's a lot of fun to actually learn about these things and learn to take care of yourself. Your heart chakra, I can give you some advice about specific mudras. Mudras are hand gestures, specific poses with your hands that you use to heal yourself. I can teach you what colors are associated with a healthy heart chakra and what we can do to use light and color to heal it. Things such as what foods are best to eat to support the health and the balance of your heart chakra, what mantras or affirmations to repeat that bring healing, and even crystals, scents and aromatherapy treatments. There are so many different ways of supporting and healing your heart chakra. So be sure to leave a comment below if you want me to do that for you. I would love to. Then the second tip is sort of related. All of these tips that they gave us, they all relate and they all sort of depend on one another. So you will hear the same tip in one that I later repeat as a main point. They all flow and follow and fill up one another, if I can put it that way. So the second one is to live a heart-centered life. So if you are able to bring healing to your heart chakra, it is so much more easy to tune into your heart and to feel safe, to be centered in love. Now, living a heart-centered life, if you they asked me to teach you guys how to create heart-brain coherence, and there are some amazing ways to do that, but the simplest way is simply to take your fingers, your hands, to create a focus point and to place it on your heart center, your chakra. So not your physical heart, but your heart in the center of your heart space. And this brings your conscious awareness to your heart. You can then also imagine a white light from the divine streaming into your crown chakra and coming into your heart center, and this white light then being a spark, it's always there. And just close your eyes, meditate, and focus on that. This is Venus. She is very beautiful. She would like to join us today. So, living a heart-centered life means living in the present moment, being consciously aware of what is here right now and accepting it. So it also helps us to choose to live with love. I apologize for my cat showing her butt. Hi Venus, we're online. So it is so important that you choose love for yourself first. You really do need to find love within yourself, for yourself, find acceptance, so that you are able to actually fill your own cup and fill yourself up with unconditional love. Sorry, my nose often itches when I receive intuitive messages. It is a matter of consciously choosing in every moment love, compassion, kindness, forgiveness, first for yourself and then for others. So as you move through your day, let's say you are stuck in traffic and you encounter a situation where maybe someone's blocking the traffic because their car broke down, and you have the opportunity to then either be resentful and angry, get irritated and honk your horn, or you have the choice to center yourself in love and to realize that this poor soul is already going through a lot of stress and strain. He isn't having a good day either, is he? And so perhaps you can rather show some compassion and kindness toward him, realizing that perhaps this has happened to you in the past. What would you have wanted other people to do? Really look at life from the perspective that that person could be you. Many people, not, I would say, the kinds of people who watch my channel so much, but many, I nearly said regular people, you guys know what I mean. Many regular people might look at this situation and really be judgmental about it and not be able to place themselves in that position with something I found very often is homeless people, for instance. I do not judge anyone for anything because in the first place they have their own soul lessons to master. It's not for me to judge whether that is right or wrong, even whether they are suffering or not. They might have chosen that for themselves on a conscious level, not only on a soul level, to learn certain lessons. And so I always share love. I see if I can help them in a way that uplifts them. But many times these regular people will judge them and say that I will never, that's not me. There's no way that I can ever end up like that. And the sad thing is that you don't know that. It might as well happen. I mean, especially these days, more people are becoming aware of these possibilities. And how about looking at that, and instead of having to experience that, perhaps in another lifetime, in order to cultivate some caring and compassion within yourself, learning and overcoming those soul lessons, you can overcome them right now in this life where you're living in luxury and ease and grace. And just share compassion and kindness for that soul and see if you can help make their load lighter without sacrificing yourself. If you don't have any extra money to give away, don't. If you are so exhausted energetically that you cannot afford to connect with them and to share some of your love energy, don't. Always protect your own energy and enhance your own energy so that you can be there for yourself first and then pour out to others. So being heart-centered, and my cat's hair is now itching my nose. This living a heart-centered life and choosing to live in compassion and kindness and finding forgiveness, this helps you to ground yourself in the moment. It all feeds in on one another. So if you're sitting in your car and you're listening to beautiful music, you're breathing, you're present in the moment, you will look at this person or this circumstance very differently to if you're all in your head, worried about tomorrow's meeting, having to prepare, feeling stressed out, you have to get at home in time to pick up the kids or whatever. So they feed off of one another, if you understand what I mean. Then they recommended that we create joy. Now, earlier there were monkeys playing around on the farm next door, and monkeys are spirit animals reminding us to live in the present moment, to have fun, to see all of the opportunity for adventure, to change our perspective and actually see that you can look at something or life circumstances in a negative way, or you can shift your focus and see if maybe you are being forced to move and you didn't want to move. You're so happy where you are. How about shift that perspective into, I'm so curious to see where I'm going to end up next. Imagine I meet the love of my life at the place I'm moving to. I wonder if I'm going to make some new friends. You can shift your focus in every aspect of your life to uplift yourself and to create more joy in your life. So when you are present in the moment, it is so easy for you to access joy, to access bliss. And when you allow yourself to experience lightheartedness, fun and play, that brings so much healing to your heart. One of the healing exercises that heals the heart is laughter, believe it or not. So if you watch some comedies or some funny animal videos and you just get that feeling of lightness, that brings balance to your heart chakra. So I can give you that tip. Then practicing being unconditionally happy. This is something that I have practically mastered thanks to many very difficult challenges in my life and very, very difficult circumstances that I've been gifted with, teaching me this skill. You don't always have control about what goes on in the outside world, like I can't control the geese next door. And you get to make of it whatever you choose. You are the one who creates your own reality and who makes decisions in your life of how you're going to look at circumstances in your life. So the guides always say, how do you control the uncontrollable? You don't. You go within and you work on controlling what you can, what you have control over. And what you do have control over is your level of joy, your choice to live in the moment, to become heart-centered, to take good loving care of yourself, to be forgiving towards yourself. And my nose is itching so badly, guys. Venus, she's lying all peacefully here next to me at the moment. So let me just scroll down a little bit. You always have the choice in every moment. You can choose to focus on love, to see all of the blessings. And when I say this, I speak from experience. I will tell you guys a story another time where I really was at rock bottom. And I've had more than one rock bottom in my life. But where I literally seemed to have nothing and no reason to be grateful. And what that taught me was that I hold the power. I choose happiness now, completely unconditionally, of what is going on around me. I was completely out of control of my circumstances. I had no say, seemingly. Others had taken control, others had taken away from me. But I realized by practicing this that even though I didn't have a long list of things, I did have my consciousness and I did have that choice. So what I did was I sat outside and I started looking at the clouds, and I realized what a beautiful gift that is. Being able to see, being able to be out in nature, to be free, to have the freedom of choice to do this, to have the beautiful blessing of breathing life into my lungs, having the capacity to form shapes in the clouds. I use clouds for scrying, so I do psychic readings based on cloud shapes as well. But I didn't back then, I didn't know about it back then. It's just, you literally can choose. You can choose to get up in the morning, feel down, feel horrible, tired, exhausted, really not wanting to go to work. And I don't blame you if you're really struggling at work. But you can shift and actually choose to say, I'm getting up this morning and it is my choice. I choose happiness today. I choose to feel joy. I choose to be more present even when I'm at work. I choose to say thank you so much that I am employed. Thank you for all of the wonderful money that I receive. Thank you for all of the blessings. I'm so grateful. And then feeling joyful as you drive to your work, knowing that so many people are losing their jobs at this time. So it's such a blessing. There's so many ways. And then it's your choice to think good feeling thoughts. So that is the way that you know you're on the right track. How does it feel in your body? How does it make you feel? What does it help you to focus on? If you start your day off positively and you choose to focus on the blessings, your life unfolds with more blessings. That's how the law of attraction works. So you might discover that on that day when you wake up and you decide, you know what? I'm so grateful to have a job to go to. On that day, you might find a beautiful blessing at work. You might just realize what a blessing it is to go to work and to be at work and not be as grouchy and grumpy. And then all of a sudden, people around you are also responding differently towards you. So you have so much control when you actually choose to make different choices in your life. Nothing outside of you has control over you. You decide how you feel and how you see life. And that is true freedom and true empowerment, isn't it? No one outside of you has any control over that. Only you do. So use that gift. Then they said that I should also just mention that this is not the same as spiritual bypassing or being in denial. It's if you wake up and you realize that there's a limiting belief that has come up for you, that you need to do some shadow work or inner child work, that there's a problem that keeps repeating in your life that you keep recreating, then as your shadow is revealed, it is very important to actually notice them, look at them, and stop and acknowledge that they are here to actually show you what you need to work on and heal in order for you to live your ideal life. So I also help with very powerful belief shifting sessions. I use theta healing modality in combination with holographic repatterning, and I will also be making a video that explains to you how I'm able to help you to shift any limiting beliefs and blocks very powerfully. And yeah, I actually made a note to say that I will leave a link to that video in the description box below in case you're interested. Now, the next step, if I remember correctly, we received this in the card reading. I just did the card reading, but I can already not remember. Oh, I did mention this, yes. That we need to find balance. We need to find balance between the masculine and the feminine aspects within us. The masculine is representative of action, outward action that we take. If you think of a man now, I'm sure that all of you understand by now that it does not matter what your sex is, that each of us has a masculine and a feminine energy within us, a feminine and a masculine aspect. And that is what I'm referring to here. So we need to bring those into balance as well. The masculine is all about action in the real world out there, discipline, order, structured routine, organization, logic, work, making things happen, taking control. Now, if this is out of balance, you might be a workaholic, you might be pushing yourself too hard and really be drained and exhausted in life and not in tune with your heart center at all. So it's so important, but you also cannot only focus on the feminine and be in balance, because if you only focus on the feminine, you're only going with the flow, being dreamy. It's my favorite state of being. When you're in the feminine, it's easier for you to tune into your intuition and your guidance, to go with the flow, to be accepting, allowing, open and receptive, to be soft and welcome in blessings. It relates to using your imagination, daydreaming, and making things happen in the energetic realms rather than the earthly realms. So both of these are equally important to bring into balance in everyone's lives. There was something else I wanted to say about that now, about the masculine. Yeah, if your feminine is out of balance with your masculine, oftentimes if you are too focused on your feminine, then you can get lost in emotions, and you can allow emotions to make decisions in your life for you. So you might know that you need to take action in the world out there, but you're not feeling it, you're not quite in the mood for it, you're sort of more interested into doing your journaling and your inner work. And an outward example of how that can be out of balance is then if you don't receive enough money to pay for all of your needs. So because you do need to do a combination of dreaming, even with law of attraction, there are these different aspects: your thoughts, your emotions, which are energy in motion, in combination with action, and being clear on where you are moving towards. All of these work together. So the next step, it sounds like, I remember when I was listening to my voice recording, I was for a moment hesitating, thinking I already mentioned this, but then this is when they said to me, no, they all complement one another. It is to stay grounded in the present moment. To practice earthing is one of the best ways to spiritually ground yourself, and that means to just simply walk barefoot out in the garden, on grass, on soil, to do actual garden work and get your hands in there, preferably without gloves, to actually touch the soil and touch nature, or walking on the beach if you're lucky enough to live near the coast or be on holiday. If you are in cold weather and you don't want to lose a toe in the freezing cold, you can always just go outside and spend some time and put your hands, your palms on a tree, on the bark of a tree. And actually you can, of course, also hug a tree. I hug trees all the time because I can feel them. I can feel their energy. They are so beautiful, and they help us to transmute negative energy. So something else that helps us to ground ourselves in the present moment is sunshine. So when you go outside and you take some deep breaths, breathing is another one, then just be consciously aware of the beautiful sunshine, feeling it on your skin, absorbing those beautiful light codes, knowing that this is life force energy. You are receiving and imbuing your life force energy from the earth through your skin, from the air that you breathe, and from the sunlight that you imbibe just by being in it. And you only need about 10 to 15 minutes of sunlight every day. Very, very important. It also strengthens your immune system. And then very important to drink enough water, especially if you're in a warmer climate. But don't forget, if you're in cold climates, to drink water. It's equally as important. And then to simply be here now. Did I say in this video? I hope not. That we have to remember that we are not human doings, but human beings. So we need to spend time stopping actually taking masculine action and to just be, just breathe, just be present when you go into nature. Don't take your phone with you. Don't take a book or something to distract you, something to keep you busy. Nature will keep you busy. If you just take some deep breaths and you sit back, you see so many beautiful animal spirit guides in the form of birds, insects, animals come across your path. And make sure that you actually look up the meaning for each of those, because you will be amazed at how magically the universe speaks to you specifically through these beautiful animal spirit guides. So again, they talk about acceptance here with being grounded, accepting whatever is the way that it is, and make yourself aware that all is well right here, right now, where you are. And this ensures that you are heart-centered as well. Now the next one, there are so many changes happening. We are in a year of change. 2021 adds up to a 5, which means challenges and opportunities for change. Listen to that beautiful bird. Wow. So they encourage us to actually surrender to change, to be open to understanding that these changes that are happening on the earth are absolutely essential, that we actually all as a collective asked for this, and that we now need to be open and surrender to the changes that are happening. Sometimes we can't see the bigger picture of why things need to change, and sometimes it seems as though change is forced upon us. But remember, I'll bring you back to the fact that you always get to choose what perspective you use to look at it and how you interpret it. You can shift it from being a challenging thing into being a gift. And I realize that it's not that simple by me just saying it that makes it all okay. It is something that you need to look at in your life and contemplate on. Maybe look back at previous challenges that relate to the challenges you're experiencing right now and see, were there any lessons that you learned? Did it make you stronger? Did it teach you how to not be so naive, for instance, how to be more, to stand up for yourself more, how to respect yourself more, love yourself more? What were the lessons? And these are the gifts, the blessings in adversity. So again, as I said with the monkeys, the guide said that we can make anything an adventure. We can expect things to get better, and that only good lies before me. This is my affirmations that I use. All is well in my world. Everything always works out for me. Everything just keeps getting better and better, and only good lies before me. Isn't it beautiful? And I am safe and I am loved. So you are welcome to use these. I got many of them from, I know, Louise Hay and many different, so they don't belong to me or anything. And they really help me to feel supported whenever I'm going through something. And then if you want to see things change in your life, you actually need to change things in your life. Things need to change in order for you to see changes in your life. It sounds so, I hope that you understand what I mean. We often ask for change. We are tired of toxic patterns repeating in our life. We feel so exhausted and drained. We ask for change, but then when our partner leaves us, we're like, no, what's going on? And of course, it doesn't mean that your partner needs to change, to leave you in order for things to change. That's just an example. But you actually need to see the gift in the changes and realize that this is actually what you asked for specifically. If you wanted an upgrade in your life, if you are so unhappy with your job and you absolutely hate going into work every day and you wish that you can give more attention to your calling, that really sets your heart alight and that makes you feel so excited to get up in the morning, don't be surprised if you lose your job. And then don't complain about it. Be grateful and realize that you are now being pushed and being made very uncomfortable. It seems as though this change was forced upon you, but who asked for this? And this also doesn't mean that you now have to be careful not to ask for change and only want things to stay the same. It doesn't work that way. We are here for soul growth and for lessons throughout our entire lives. So I can also tell you from personal experience that things do get easier, in that there are also challenges when you get older, but you have so many tools and such wisdom and insight by the time that you get older, that those same challenges that would have wiped you out, pulled the carpet out from under your feet in the past, leaving you despondent and hopeless. Now you look at it and you're like, oh, hello, I've been here before. What worked for me the last time? What didn't work? Let me see, how can I actually shift it? And this is the beauty of challenge. Actually try and make the best of it while you are in it right now. Don't wait for looking back in 10 years' time and realizing, oh, this is actually something I asked for. I should have been more grateful. I should have appreciated it more. So let me see what's next. Accept that change is not only inevitable, but that you have the power to decide if it is a difficult struggle, a punishment, uncertain outcome, or decide that it is a wonderful, exciting opportunity, probably overflowing with marvelous surprises. You get to choose your perspective. Now, all of these support you and enhance the effects of the other practices, so you will build resilience if you take some time each day to practice these. You need to focus mostly on loving yourself, on putting yourself first. It's not selfish. Even if you're a mother, I know I'm a mother, and I used to believe that I need to always be there for my son first. I need to always make sure that he gets all of his needs met and never mind me. It's not healthy. You need to always ensure that you put the oxygen mask, if you're on a flight, on yourself first, so that you are strong and you can actually help the one next to you or your child or whoever. So invest time and care, like the guides were inspiring us to do, in yourself. Really make yourself important enough, care enough about yourself, prove to yourself that you really care about you by doing these things for yourself. And if you feel overwhelmed, if there are too many things, then just choose 3 of them and bring it into your life. Now, I will end this off by saying that the guides always recommend meditation. I do too. You cannot live, especially during these times, without meditation. Even if you at first practice meditation every day for 5 minutes and you just don't get it, you're like, why do people do this? It doesn't do anything for me. I'm not doing it right. Do it. Sit there for 5 minutes and take this time for yourself, even if you only observe your thoughts. That's perfect. That is called mindful meditation. So do this for yourself. It is an absolute essential throughout your life, but especially during these times. It is just ridiculous not to do that. I will make videos on all of these subjects, teaching you easy ways to meditate and so on as well. Let me know in the comments below what you would like to learn more about and how you feel about these tips for September. I look forward to September. In South Africa, this is the start of spring. So there's new growth everywhere around us, new life, beautiful butterflies flying in. So I feel so truly blessed and so grateful. I love all of the seasons of the year. There's beauty in each and every one of them. But spring is probably my favorite time of year. So I would like to send each and every one of you so much love and light, and I would like to say thank you so much for everyone's beautiful and loving comments. Thank you for your support. I appreciate each of you so very much. Until we speak again.